Okay, Hazy and T in the building. We got the Blue Bombers of Winnipeg CFL football episode. We got Adam Bighill and Nick Taylor coming up. If you like what we're doing, you hit the subscribe button. Grey Cup champions, let's go.
This is Nick Taylor, and I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
My name is Adam Bighill, and I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Hayes,
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. Never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
This is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
Hey, Adam.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
Perfect.
How you doing? I'm Ryan.
Nice speech, man.
Nice meeting you. You know, on that note, we've actually met before.
Yeah, no, I feel like we have back when I was in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's for sure. I was the guy that came up to you while you were bowling and offered to buy you a beer when you were bowling in Coquitlam.
That's right. Yeah, at the right there by the movie theaters.
Yep, that's for sure. You're born in 1988, and it was Washington. Where were you born?
Yep. I was born in Astoria, Oregon, but I grew up in Washington. Yeah, small town Washington.
And that's where you played your college ball, right?
Correct. Central Washington University.
Yeah. Okay. And then you went undrafted in the NFL draft in 2011.
Yep.
What feelings and stuff do you think about that back then? Like, what made you grow into the player that you are now?
Yeah, it was a tough time coming out of college because that's when the NFL lockout happened in 2011. So timing for me wasn't very good. You know, I was talking to teams after the All-American game. They're talking maybe late round draft pick to priority free agent. And then once the lockout happened, well, obviously no one's getting signed as free agents. The business is locked out. So, you know, I did a workout for the Lions, and then, you know, I got invited to camp. So, you know, it was just the beginning of my journey to, you know, making it to Canada.
Did you know much about the CFL game before you came here?
I didn't know much at all. A former teammate of mine, Mike Riley, obviously became, you know, he was with the Lions, and then I obviously joined him, and he put in a good word for me and kind of gave me a little bit of a breakdown of the CFL and said, man, it's really good football up here. So, you know, that's kind of how I got a little bit more introduced to it. And, it's kind of interesting. Like I did the workout. They really liked me. They called me and said that, hey, we're not going to have enough room to bring you to camp, but, we really like you, but it's not going to work out. So, I was frustrated. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to be going down the medical path and go doctorate route. And then it was like literally the next day they called me back and said, hey, we changed our mind. Like, are you still able to come to camp? And so, yeah, I mean, that was kind of like, a moment of an extreme low to an extreme high and then getting an opportunity. But, just getting invited to a camp is really nothing as opposed to getting into camp and earning a job. So, there was a lot of work that went into that camp, kind of secure a job. And you just kind of look at, man, what if I never got that call that very next day of getting invited to camp? What would my life look like? Or, my career up to now, what it's been and what I've been able to accomplish. And, just thankfully I got the opportunity.
Yeah, that's true. When we interviewed Duran Carter a couple of weeks ago and Dante Marsh, and Duran had no idea the field was so big.
Yeah, it's just massive.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. You played 12 games in 2011, and you were part of that Grey Cup team, my dream team, with my buddy Dante Marsh, and of course Phillips and Banks were there, I believe, and
Yep.
And Aluminium was there too. Yep. What was that like winning the Grey Cup? What kind of feeling is that?
It was awesome. I mean, I've never won a championship before in my life, and it's always a goal. You play sports to win it all, and every year I've gone home unhappy. And it was just the craziest year, going 0-5 to start the season, 1-6, 1-7, then winning 12 in a row, and then winning it all. It was just a crazy year, and it's something I'll never forget just because it was the first time I ever won a championship. It was super powerful.
What did you drink out of the cup?
I don't drink alcohol, so for me,
that's what you told me when I tried to buy you the beer, that you don't drink alcohol. I just thought it was because it was in season.
Yeah, no, I don't drink. So I mean, I drink a Monster Energy drink out of it or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you basically got your start with your full-time spot with the Lions is when Aluminium went off to Minnesota in 2012, correct?
Yeah. As soon as Solly left, there was just basically a spot open, and I was came in to that off-season training saying that's going to be my job, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to go take it. And sure enough, went into camp and preseason games, and had earned it, and it's just kind of like never looking back. I mean. Even in 2011, I didn't really get a chance to play a ton on defense, but I prepared like I was a starter. I prepared like I was going to be taking all the snaps, and you just never know when you're going to get the opportunity. If someone goes down, you got to be ready, and so I mean that happened a couple of times in a year where I got to go in and play some snaps, but at the end of the day, I fully was prepared for the moment in 2012 when it came, and I just never looked back.
Who did you have in the stadium with you? Like, what kind of family was there?
Yeah, I had family because I'm from Washington. I just had a ton of people come up from my hometown, some of my high school coaches and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. That's the same year you were CFL All-Star, your first of many, I believe.
Correct. Yep. It was potential defensive player of the year candidate there, and JC ended up winning it that year, but it was a good year as well for me stat wise.
Okay, and then 2017 signed with New Orleans Saints. That's obviously a dream to play in the NFL. What goes through your mind when you're getting that shot?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've always made the most of every single opportunity I've ever been given because I put in the work. Put in the time, I put in the effort, and when it comes down to it, I produce. So I go on the field and actually make plays. So, and that's all about consistency. You can't do it once, you can't do it twice. You got to do it 10 out of 10 times. So once again, when the moment comes and it's your time to shine, you just go out there and shine. So, for me, that was my mentality going down there. Well, just get on the field, show them what I can do, and win a spot like I always do because, I believe in myself and my capabilities. And, I went down there, did very, very well, turned a lot of heads, made a lot of people very surprised at what I can do. But the business in the NFL is a little bit different. At the end of the day, Sean Payton wanted linebackers on his team to be 6'2", despite the production. When it came to production, I had outperformed the other linebackers on the team up to that point in training camp, with less reps in camp. I was taking the least amount of reps roughly than the other guys, and still, when getting my opportunities, was making plays, and very consistently. So, it was just one of those things. It was the first time in my life that, I didn't get what I deserved based off the hard work I put in, and the production I put out on the field. So it was unique for me as an experience from that side of things. You just kind of learn that the business is an animal in itself, that, you can't control some of these things that are outside of your control. And, I had plenty of guys telling me on the Saints, like, man, like, you should be playing right now. You should be balling. Plenty of guys say, hey, if you're 6'2", you're a Pro Bowler right now. Like, just that's literally the only thing that I was lacking, apparently. So, it's the NFL game it's easier to play than the CFL game. So, I went down after playing 6 years in Canada to the NFL game moving extremely slow. It was extremely easy. It was fun. I had a great time. I killed it. I got to learn from some great people. Mike Nolan was my linebacker coach, and me and him developed a really good relationship. And he was a big fan of mine and what I could do and how I operated. And so it was fun. It was a good experience. I got to live a bit of a dream. And at the end of the day, I put it on film of what I can do. And so to me, those are the things that matter. And when I came back to the CFL, I had no hard feelings at all. I took a workout in Tampa and Indianapolis. Tampa wanted to sign me, and they didn't want to give me the signing bonus I wanted. So I said, no, I was come back up to the CFL. I had no problem doing that. And sure enough, came back and got right back into, we're a couple plays short of a Grey Cup here in Winnipeg, and then, won Defensive Player of the Year that year. And it was kind of showing everybody, like, this is what I do. I'm serious about what I do. And this is my life. I want to leave a legacy. I want to be the best I can be. And it's just, it's always been a focus.
Yeah, because we watched you down there, definitely. We seen the way that they almost brought you up, and then they cut you, and then they brought you up, and they put you back on the practice squad, and then they brought you up, and then they had you up and down and up. And
Yep.
they couldn't figure it out. You're right in the cuffs. And you look at, like, guys like, say, Cam Wake and stuff. He's one of the exceptions. We watch these people come from the CFL and they go down to the NFL. You live out that dream as much as you can. Even look at the guys that were coming on here later. Jefferson, he was down there in Houston. And then you see these guys, and they get the shot and they try it out. And what you said there is easier in the NFL than it is in the CFL.
Yeah. The overall game is much easier in the NFL. It's based on things move slower. Sure, it's more physical. Like, you got to be able to be a physical player. That's not a problem for me. The hardest part is when things are going everywhere and all the motion in the CFL, and you have to see so many things before the ball snapped and still process. And then you got to be communicating before the play, during the play, the entire time. In the NFL, there's not a lot moving, right? You got one guy that can move sideways at one point in time, and then he's got to be at a stop. And they line up with a formation, and I can pretty much tell you one or two things that are going to happen.
Run the ball and throw it.
Well, yeah, but not only that, like, okay, well, it's play action, or they're going to run lead through the B gap. Like, they're going to do one or two plays here, and the ability to call plays out and see things coming in the NFL is so much easier just because of you can't just move around everywhere. And so it's way easier. The field's smaller, tighter. Adrian Peterson was with us with the Saints, and he's supposed to be a fast player, but he couldn't outrun me to the sideline, and I mean, at the end of the day, the field's just smaller.
Yeah, and that's what you're trained for that. They okay, back in 2018, you signed back with Winnipeg, and did you know that you were going to win a Grey Cup, you think, in your head? Did you see how good this team was?
I saw the talent that they had been building in Winnipeg over the few years. Like when I was in BC and we were, having some good battles with them, especially in the playoffs. I think it was 2016. You could see that team was getting better and better. They were putting more and more pieces together. And, coming back from the NFL, I mean, it was a place in my mind it would be a good fit. And especially because Coach O'Shea, I mean, I love the guy. I had a great relationship with him from when I was with the Lions, and just knowing him as a coach, as a special teams coach when he was with Toronto, and had a lot of respect for him then. And it kind of moved into, a part of the reason why I signed with Winnipeg.
Yeah, that was 2018, and you also got CFL All-Star. Again, that's another one. I got my notes here that you got 5 of them in your career so far. You also won Defensive Player of the Year, Most Outstanding Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
When you win an award like that, what's the first thing that you think? You're the best in the league.
I more or less think about the hard work that goes into preparing for something like that. I mean, no doubt I have to go do the work. You got to make the plays. You got to be special. I mean, you can't discredit the fact that your teammates are there to help you all along the way. And, they're a big part of me being successful too. But, it comes down to when the plays there, I got to make the play, and using my ability to make maybe certain plays that other people can't make, but like you never set a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year. I set the goal to work as hard as I can every single day to be able to prepare myself for a game, to play as best as I can to help my team. And if you just kind of take it step by step, it takes care of itself. Pretty soon you're in week 15 and they're talking about your name to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. And it's never been about that, other than it's been about being the best you can be today. And that's what sets you up to ever be in a conversation. You know what I mean?
And then you got the bankroll in 2019. And you got the biggest contract ever for a defensive player. That must be pretty good. It shows all your hard work and stuff you've done over the years to get to where you are is now being paid off.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I never really anticipated like trying to, break any banks or be the top paid player in the league. And, I think top paid American defensive player was the title for when I signed the contract. And, I don't think that's the case anymore after Micah and Jefferson have signed again, but it's fine for me. I mean, I don't need to be paid the highest, but I mean, it was a great honor to kind of have Winnipeg say, we want you. This is how committed we are. This is what we think. And, I put a lot of effort into the game, and it's not just on the physical side. It's on the mental side. It's in the leadership. It's about caring about my teammates. It's about caring about the organization. It's about caring about the community. It's about trying to create a better situation for everybody, not myself. So I try to bring more than just, on the field for game day. I try to make everybody around me better. Make their job easier, help them, and I think that's where, a lot of my value also comes in, and that leadership role as well.
What do you think makes a good captain?
A good captain is somebody that, has the ability to lead vocally, but also has to always lead with action. You always have to lead with action. And you gotta set the tone with expectations. Like a leader has to say, this is what we expect. And if you're not doing it, then there's a problem and I'm going to let you know, I think Corey Banks, I learned it from him early on, is saying be a leader. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. And, I really first learned that from him, and he didn't have a problem telling guys certain things because he knew that, at the end of the day, like, if you're not going to get with it, we're going to find someone else that will. But I'm just letting you know right now, this isn't cutting it. So, he did a great job of being a leader that way. And I definitely learned that from him. And so, yeah, it's all about setting expectations that, one, you're living up to yourself and you're holding other people accountable to. And, that always helps when you have experience and what success and winning is. Like, fortunately, I've been around a lot of great players and a lot of great leaders, and, was able to kind of learn a handful of different things from different people that, I kind of use my own style.
Yeah, we got Banks coming up on the show in one of these weeks here. I'm trying to do a 2011 BC Lions. Like, Dante's helping me put it on. We're trying to get everybody in on one Zoom, and you guys can shoot the shit, and I just sit back and listen. That'd be awesome. We were talking about that a few weeks ago.
Cool.
Well, yeah, so maybe I'll hit you back up after this for that one day.
Sure.
Okay, 2019 won the second Grey Cup, and what was that like? What does one stand out more than the other?
Like, the first one's always super special because it's like, it's a feeling you never felt before. For me personally, I didn't have the biggest role in that game that I would have liked. I wasn't a starting linebacker. I was on special teams. I was grinding it out and enjoyed my role and enjoyed helping the team win. But the ultimate dream is to be on defense and be, leading the charge every single play out there, and I didn't have that experience. So to be able to win another Grey Cup and have that experience this time around was definitely special in a different way. Yeah, you actually recovered the fumble that led to the Andrew Harris touchdown. Well, in the Grey Cup?
Yep.
Yeah, so right out the gate, I think it was our first score we set up on a fumble recovery that Willie forced, that Andrew scored the first touchdown of the game right there, right off the top. So, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I missed this last year's Grey Cup. I did not see it. The Seahawks were on at the same time, and that's my excuse. Sorry. In 2020, okay, this one. Okay, 2020, Wendy Williams made that stupid fucking comment. Sorry to swear on my own show. She made this stupid comment. You got an apology out of her and a donation, which she better have fucking done. Sorry to swear again. Can you tell us, like, I have a friend whose daughter also has cleft lip, and for me that doesn't know much about it, could you say anything about that? Just explain it a little. And you have a foundation. You have a foundation as well.
Yeah, so I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate, which is a facial difference at birth, and there's different varying degrees of severity, obviously. And my son was born with one as well. He was just almost a year old now. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that, people with a facial difference grow up a little bit differently, just because there's bullying.
I'm not pretty either, man.
There's bullying, and there's things you got to overcome with confidence and just being different than other people, and so it can be tough, and to have people with millions and millions of viewers to for Wendy to make a comment like that on her show regarding Joaquin Phoenix and kind of mocking him, who doesn't even really have a cleft. He has a microform cleft, which is not even a real cleft. It's just a scar. It's just like, for me, it doesn't bother me because I'm past bullying. I'm an adult, but there's so many kids that, that can affect, and there's so many people that don't have a voice that, that affects. So, I mean, I hit it pretty hard as far as getting her to apologize and put a donation forward just for her actions. And, unfortunately, she's kind of a loose cannon. It's not nearly the first thing she's ever said wrong or in a indecent sense. So, you can kind of expect something like that from her. She's done it on multiple occasions for different kinds of groups. And, but at the end of the day, like, it was good that somebody on her end at least made it right. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just one of those things that, people cleft lip and palate look different, but they are no different than they're just people, right? And we all want to, be normal and be like anyone else and live whatever dreams that we have, and that's that, right? So just my foundation that I work with is Making Faces, and we host workshops and seminars for kids, and we work on building confidence and kind of playing different interactive games to kind of work on all that stuff, and just let everyone know that you're not alone, and that share our stories and kind of just build that normal confidence that everyone should have, right? So that's kind of how we do it.
Yeah, and after the interview, I'll get that information. We'll drop that right in. Oh, at the same time, hey, we got Nick Taylor coming in right now. I'll go fucking wide.
What's up, Nick?
Hey.
What's going on?
What's going on, Biggs?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too, man.
Hey, Nick, thanks for coming on. I'm Ryan, by the way.
How's it going? How's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for doing this, taking the time. I know you're on the East Coast. It's getting late out there.
A little bit. I'm hanging in there. Long day.
Okay, I'll just throw a question for both of you right now. For both of you, what would be your personal highlight and personal low light?
In my career?
Football career?
Yeah, the whole careers.
Question.
We'll start with Bighill. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a highlight, I mean, for me is probably winning his last Grey Cup, with Winnipeg. It's been 29 years out here that, they haven't had a Grey Cup, and a lot of great teams have never really been able to finish. And, it'll be pretty legendary over time that we were the team that, ended that drought, and we did it in pretty dramatic fashion. I mean, we went through the playoffs and just waxed these teams. So, that was a pretty awesome moment to kind of just, we turned our game up to a whole new level, and we really took control of the whole situation and said, like, no, we're going to go take this. So, I'm pretty proud of that. And I think being a part of that was really, really cool.
I have to agree with Biggie. That had to be one of the best feelings I had playing the sport. How we came together. We had some little trying times getting there. We're trying to figure some things out at the end of the year, and then it just clicked. I mean, don't get me wrong, we worked hard in practice and stuff like that, but it came to a point where it just clicked, and the defense just got rolling, and it was like a perfect combination with how the offense was playing. And then for me personally, this is my second Grey Cup, but my first one, I was on the 46, but I didn't play. So this one meant so much more, actually being a part of it, being interviewed, they talking to me and asking me questions and seeing the fans' joy in their face. It was 29 years. So coming here and being part of that history, because I was like, wow, this is such a rich organization of the fans are amazing. So to bring one here, it was just such a surreal feeling. The parade was amazing. I wasn't feeling too good that day and was outside in the cold. But I wish I was feeling better. I wish I could have celebrated like how everybody else was celebrating. So I'd have felt a lot better. But just the moment of that championship was great. And then I'm going to say my low light of my career would probably it'll probably be I mean, I was in the NFL, got released, that hurt. But I'll say when I got released in 2017 by Ottawa, and that was after the season. They're not even I was about to be a free agent anyway, but that year was just tough. I had a PCL injury. I came back early, and I just wasn't the same. It was a battle, it was a struggle. So I wasn't myself, and that's what I put out there on the film. So I didn't like that, and then I just didn't like just being released. I was just at a low point. Darn, shoot, I know I'm better than that. I just hurt, and then it was just tough. Just fighting back through that. So that was probably the lowest part of my career. But getting picked back up next year, and then coming back the following year and coming to Winnipeg, erased it. It just told me to just keep fighting. Always in this sport, you have to just keep fighting and battling because it's a tough sport, tough business.
Yeah. Hey, do all parrots eat Apple Jacks in Florida? Because I seen your little story the other day there, Nick.
You say what now?
Do all parrots eat Apple Jacks in Florida?
I guess so. I didn't know that they did. I mean, I was jealous. I wanted a couple pieces myself.
Yeah, those are good. We don't even have those in Canada, I don't think.
No, listen, the cereal aisle in Canada is a little different.
Hey, do you guys? This one's for both of you. Do you have a favorite piece of memorabilia besides maybe your Grey Cup rings?
Good question.
Right, that's what I'm here for. I bring the heat.
Yeah, I mean, other than my rings, I mean, I kept one jersey from every team I've ever been on, all the way from high school on up. So, I mean, one day when I hang all of them together, I mean, I'm pretty excited for that.
Okay.
Mine would be I think it would be my I have a couple touchdown interception balls, and I kept those. So the one I just had with Winnipeg, and I think my first professional touchdown was in arena football, and I kept that ball. So I every time I look over in my room or whatnot, and I see it, it holds a special part to me.
If I do remember, I think I had a pretty nice block on that play.
You might have had a couple. You did. Hey, y'all were taking people out left to right on that one.
Proud to do it, man. Happy to do it.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to play with you.
So Nick, you didn't even play football in college. You were playing basketball, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. How the hell did you get the hands to catch some balls?
I basically played I played football and basketball my whole life till 10th grade. I finally just all right, basketball. I was already on varsity, so I stuck with that. Then I went to college for it. But when I went to college, I was trying to get better football the whole time. And then they gave me a runaround my last year. I finally all right, I want to get better football for real. Then they gave me the runaround, so I ended up not playing, and I ended up playing in some new league that they were trying to start up down here. It was in Florida. A couple teams in Florida, one team in Michigan, and one team in New Orleans. They're called the Stars Football League. And I went out there. I was the backup for the first game, and then the coach put me in. I got 2 interceptions, and then the defensive coordinator was a trainer, and then he just took me under his wing, so I had potential. I trained with him for 6-7 months. Came back to FIU, did a pro day, killed that, ran 4.2, 4.3, and then a whole bunch of teams were calling me before I even went out the side of the door. So.
Right. Hey, in 2012, when you were trying out with the Vikings, was Manny Arsenal there too?
Yep, Manny was there.
Okay.
Manny was there. Solomon was there. And Kamar Jordan was there.
Okay. We're trying to get all those guys together for an episode here.
Yep.
For this one's for both of you, do you guys have a pregame meal or ritual?
Man, I don't really have a specific meal because we're always kind of, you're on the road or you're at home and things are different. And for me, if I'm at home, I got the kids, so sometimes I'm looking after them a certain type of way. I mean, but other than that, my routine is just getting a good stretch and a good warm up for me is a good routine. As long as getting my body feeling good, so I know I'm ready to move well. Just getting loose, so that's important for me. Although I do take a nap. Probably a half-hour nap.
You definitely got to take a nap. Mine is 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I do that, and then I usually go to what's the smoothie place name up there again?
Booster juice.
Booster juice.
What happened?
Little booster juice.
Booster juice. I go to Booster Juice. I get me one of those little power smoothies. I come back, I have a coffee, and that's about it. And then I just try to get some water, some electrolytes in my system, and I go from there.
All right.
And I play some good music. I play some good music, and I go out there early, and I play some good music, some old school music, and I jam out in my own little vibe, and then I get ready like that.
Okay, that was a question I had coming up. We'll do it right now. What are your pregame music?
Go ahead, Biggie.
Yeah. For me, I don't listen to. I usually there's music on in our locker room. The guys got on. So I'll just listen to that.
Who's the team DJ?
I mean, usually Willie brings like something. Usually,
Yeah.
Willie and Andrew usually have something. Yeah, but for me, like sometimes I'll put on like my own little headphones and put on some music, kind of get psyched up a little bit. You know, maybe some more heavier rock stuff that Nick would not appreciate. But for me, sometimes like, you know what, like I just want to get into psycho mode, you know, and like I just gotta like have something to like help me get there real quick.
Yeah. Mine is usually 50 Cent first album, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh yeah.
That's one of them. Then I'll probably go with some probably Lil Wayne's No Ceilings. That's another one. And then my old school mix is like electric slide type stuff, and I start dancing on the field. I'm doing all the moves, and then I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and I love that I love the '90s hip hop. That's the stuff I grew up on. Actually, right after you guys, I'm interviewing the old owner of the Source magazine, Benzino.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, he's coming up at the top of the hour. How big are the mosquitoes in Winnipeg? Because I think they're like hummingbirds.
You know, like being here 2 years now, like the first year I was here, there wasn't really any mosquitoes, and then this year, like there was some mosquitoes, but not like still not that bad. But they're definitely bigger for sure, and they leave a mark, no doubt.
I guess since I got there mid-year and it was like really starting to get cold, I didn't have to deal with too many mosquitoes. Now that I think about it,
Hey,
Yeah.
not that I remember.
well, wait till you see the winter. You'll want the mosquitoes instead.
Yeah. No. I don't know if I can do the winters.
Yeah, that's why you go back to Florida, right?
The first flight, I'm gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love Canada, but I have to get to this warm weather.
Hey, you actually ran the fastest 40s in the NFL at that time for the 2012 Combine, right?
Yes.
Well, that's a pretty good stat.
4.27 and a 4.33. That was from my pro. I felt I went pretty slow that day, honestly.
Okay, I also saw on your profile 2014 and 2017 hopscotch champion. What is that? Is that a joke?
That's just me talking crap on.
Okay.
I wasn't really a hopscotch champion. I mean, I probably would have been. I mean, if I put my mind to it.
Like, is that even a sport?
Probably not, but everything's a sport nowadays, so it probably
Yeah, that's true. People sit around and watch people play Madden.
Yes, exactly.
So who's faster, Nick? You were lucky.
Me.
You.
Me.
Who's
Lucky
the
on these problems.
Who's the fastest guy on the team?
Me.
Okay. Who's got the best hands in the team?
Ooh. You know what?
That's tough. I don't know.
I might have to go with
I think
Kenny.
Wolotarski had the least amount of drops.
Oh,
year.
that's a Drew or Kenny? Because I've seen Kenny make some catches in practice.
Kenny's got some catches for sure.
He has some large hands.
I think, like, the receivers kept the tally all year, even during practice on drop balls.
Okay.
Drew won by a decent margin, I think.
That sounds about right. I can see that.
Hey, that's
but I don't know, like maybe he had less balls at him. I don't know, if that, I don't know.
That's also maybe too. But hey, a win is a win. Take it how you get it.
Either way, they're both fire.
Yeah, fucking Grey Cup champs now because of that. You try hard in practice, good things come.
Yes, sir.
What hobbies do you both have when you're not focusing on football?
It's a good question. Dad of 3 kids, so like my hobbies don't really get to come out anymore. But for me, like I like being active and go out and doing stuff like hiking, like in the past, I like rock climbing, snowboarding, all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I like golf. Like my wife's a big golfer. She played college golf, so I mean, we like getting out and play some golf. So those are some things I try to do, and if I have some downtime, which is minimal. At least my son now, he's starting to play some video games, so like we're playing some video games together, which I like.
And I know you go bowling.
Yeah, we get out and go bowling every now and
I
then.
ran into Adam down there bowling in Coquitlam one time, and I
Yeah.
offered to buy him a beer. I was half cut at the time, but he told me he doesn't drink, and the whole family's there. I probably embarrassed myself.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right.
For me, it's just basketball. I like to go hoop ball. I hoop ball every day, any day.
I can see that.
So if you could play any other sport, what would it be?
Basketball. Simple
Adam?
for me.
If I could play any sport,
Yeah, any other sport?
any other sport, probably soccer. I love soccer. I was a good soccer player as well.
Do you have a favorite athlete or favorite team? Both of you guys.
My favorite athlete growing up was Jerry Rice.
Me too.
And I didn't really have a favorite team. I mean, my favorite team was the 49ers because he played for the 49ers, but once they traded him, I didn't have a favorite team anymore.
Nick, go ahead.
Dion, and then Dion and Darryl Green, and then my favorite team was, I mean, back then it was 49ers because of Dion and stuff like that. And then it became, my hometown team, Miami. And then when I went to the NFL, it was like, okay, I don't care no more. Whoever paid me, I don't care no more. Now I just watch it for fun. Like, okay, if nobody's paying me, then I have no team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I grew up. I grew up as 49ers fan, watching Montana in my prime. You know, I was in San Francisco on Fisherman's Wharf. They got a little fucking sports. Sorry to swear on my own show again. They have a little sports store. I picked up the Terrell Owens jersey the night he stood in the Star in Dallas. I was down there in San Fran. Big time 49ers fan. Except for I started getting money and grew up and stuff, and now I can afford to go to Seahawks games. My place is just a Seahawks shrine now, so I've kind of it sucks. It's hard to be a division in the same division in like two teams, but
yeah,
it's all because now.
Like who you want to like.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, well, I'm running out of good questions here. What are your strengths as both an athlete and as a person for both of you?
Bringing the heat, aren't you?
I know. I had to go to the emergency questions because I got all the way through the Bighill questions, and I got a few more for Nick, but.
Yeah, I think for me, my strength is that I'm just willing to outwork anybody. Like, even though Nick says he's fast, I still believe in my mind if I work hard enough, I can be faster than Nick. I might have to lose a few pounds, but like, I really think anything's possible if you put enough work in. And I've always been the guy that's like, well, let me just go do it. Let me outwork everybody and go earn what it is I want to go get. And, I think that's why I've been successful is because I haven't been afraid to do the hard work and put in the time and be consistent with it. And so I think that's been my biggest strength. And then what was the other question? Was your
strength on the field?
The strength as both an athlete and a person.
Oh, and as a person, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it's a person. I don't know. I just usually believe like the best in people. You know what I mean? Like I always look at people like believing in the best of them, and I see people for like who they are and who they can be, and I give everyone the benefit of the doubt that they can, do anything they want, and I'm always very supportive of anybody I meet, and I just like building connections with people and helping people. So I mean, I feel like it's one of my strengths as just a person.
Okay. Yeah, I think mine is on the field. Obviously my speed, and then I think also I'm just a positive person, man. Even like when the chips are down, I think I just always can be like, hey guys, man, let's keep it going, man. Let's keep our head up, man. That was just a bad play. And they got lucky. Let's keep it going. Hey, we can do this. It's just there's bad things gonna happen, man. Don't worry about it. And I think that's one of the things about me. I'm always positive, man. I just like to stay positive.
That was huge, man. That was having your leadership was big for us, especially in the back end. Like you
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Hey, what's 3 reasons you like being a part of a team sport?
Woo!
You want to start it off?
I'll take this one. I got this. 3 reasons. Just being around the guys, man, in the locker room. The locker room is just so fun, and you just know that you're not gonna have it forever. So you try to really enjoy the time that you have. Let's see. Shoot, that's a tough one. Jeez.
Hey, bringing the heat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw one in. Just maybe we'll do 3 amongst us.
Yeah.
Another one is just like you know that you have guys that got your back, right? Like you
Yep.
don't have to do everything by yourself. You know that there's going to be guys that are going to be fighting there alongside you to help you, and that you can count on someone else. So like, that's always a good feeling too.
And then another one is the people you meet, man, they become your brothers. You're like, it's a forever thing. It's just not like, oh, I met you the one season. Some people become like best friends throughout life, and then whenever you get together, you're like, wow, man. Remember back here and this time and this time and this time, and it's just like the memories and the bonds you build. It's nothing like it.
Your favorite sports quote?
Oh,
There's Cole's quote.
darn.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen so many.
Yeah.
Like Vincent
And
Barty has some really good stuff. Like there's one that I like as a high schooler. Like I don't even know who said it, but it was like, to get somewhere you've never been, you got to do things you've never done. I really like that one.
I love that one. I actually love that one too.
Yeah, and
that fits everybody. Like to
Everybody.
make it this far, that's like the main quote. Like, because you have to have something special about you that's different than anybody else for them to.
Yeah, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing this.
Yeah.
And then like I made my own quote. Like when I became a professional, like the thing I've been living my life by is outwork your competition, so there is none. And that's what I firmly believe in, is that
Yeah, my quote was 10 times out of 10, I'm gonna outwork you.
What's your favorite sports movie?
Oh, there's so many.
Little Giants.
I don't know, like Any Given Sunday is a really good one. Let's see.
I like Major League.
Major League, the baseball one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's so many good ones.
Any Given Sunday. Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans is so good.
Rudy.
Man, I feel like everybody should be watching Remember the Titans right now in 2020, by the way.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
good. What else? Let me see. Basketball.
Do you remember the football movie called The Program?
Oh, the
White Man
program's
Can't
bad.
Jump. White Man Can't Jump.
That's
Hey,
a good one.
that's a good one too.
I love that movie.
I still be trying to dunk on people, but I don't. Hey guys, I want to thank you for coming on and taking the time to spend your time with me. I fucked up a few questions and stuff, but I'm the guy. I do all the editing. I'm gonna add highlights and shit to your shit.
Hey, as long as you keep fighting through the fuck ups, that's all that matters.
No, we had a good time.
My name is Nick Taylor, and I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
My name is Adam Bighill, and I'm on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.